Namaste, Angels. This is going to be a client reading for a first-time client. This is a male, single male, although I think that there is somebody with whom he had a very impactful relationship. Quite possibly an earth sign, and maybe more specifically a Capricorn. I'm not sure yet. That's just what I was feeling as I was shuffling. I shuffled 2 decks, both to the Ace of Air, to start with. As I was shuffling this one, I saw a lot of pain, and this looks like the 5. Yep, pain, conflict. I saw the 3 like 2 or 3 times. The 9, which is all about worry of air. I just saw a few things that just didn't make me feel all that great, but I started to sense that it had to do with a relationship. And again, that relationship may have been with an earth sign, and then more specifically with a Capricorn. But what I wanted to do was look at a couple cards to see of who's coming into his life, what kind of traits they may have, and perhaps even what zodiac sign specifically they may be. All this winter, I think, is coming from him. He's a Gemini like myself. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. The Ace of Winter, or Swords, air, is about a new beginning, like all aces are, right? They're 1s, they're 11s, just like in cards or playing cards, right? An ace is a 1 or an 11. But when the Ace of Air, Swords, shows up, it's like not only a new beginning, but one that was difficult getting to. Right? The road was rocky or bumpy. It was an uphill climb, as they say. And there may still be, some bumps in the road ahead to be expected. The Ace of Winter is also a card of victory, though, and in some respects tied into the fact that it was trouble getting there. So now you're triumphant because you overcame all those barriers and obstacles. You know what I mean? Opening 2, this is you, the Prince of Winter, decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion, and to make your decisions quickly. Yes, when the Prince of Winter or Knight of Swords shows up, there is a decision that needs to be made or that we're awaiting. And opposite the Ace, it's definitely going to be something that comes through that enlightens. It's the truth, right? We're finally receiving the truth about something. Ace of Winter. And Major Arcana card, the Sun. Very nice. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. The Sun in the tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius. But of course, Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo. These 2 cards together give me an 1119, which is the day on which I was guided or told, basically, to celebrate King Osiris's birthday. Now, I'll tell you something else. It is also the day, particularly this year, on which, particularly this year, on which we will celebrate the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. And so this is coming up, obviously, November just ahead of us. I'm not sure if that's going to be impactful upon you. Here's that earth energy I kept feeling. The Prince of Autumn, trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn is a Capricorn, perhaps, Virgo or Taurus. Now, also winter and earth together can bring in the energy of Venus, ruler of Libra, co-ruler of Gemini, and ruler of Taurus. Can also bring in the energy of Mercury, ruler of Gemini and ruler of Virgo, both of which right now at least, while I'm doing this reading, are located in Scorpio. They will both be moving this coming week. Venus back into Libra, while she remains in retrograde until November 16th, and Mercury into Sagittarius. We just saw that sun. So that can also be to what, at least in part, that Prince of Air was connected, opposite the sun card. Ace of Wands. I'll go ahead and cut. And then we'll pull, what, maybe 4 cards to try to get gather a temperament, perhaps, of the person coming into your life, or that's already entered, that you don't know is, you know, somebody meant to be a little bit more than maybe they are right now. Coming to Major Arcana card, Balance. It's called Balance in this deck, but this is Temperance in the traditional tarot, which also represents the sign of Sagittarius. So maybe that is giving us a clue into their energy. By merging varying points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. Major Arcana card, Temperance, is a super healing energy. And that's probably why they call it balance here, right? Because it's restorative. It's about recovery, being made whole again where we were, you know, sort of broken apart. And on most tarot decks, especially the Rider-Waite, but most tarot decks, the picture on the front, in this case it's a zebra, this is the animal tarot, the picture on the front tends to be some sort of water bearer. And so it also often brings in the energy of Aquarius for me too, which may mean something. I had spoken my last word just now, that when I said something, at 7 minutes and 7 seconds, just so you know. So that equals 5, like that Temperance card also was Major Arcana card 14 equals 5. 5s can be about conflict, the need for change, the need for a clearing of energy. If we want to look at the individual 7s are about spirituality, the creator or God, and that's in several numeric languages, like in angel numbers and numerology, supreme math. 7 means God, basically, or spirituality. So, you know, we can expect to see some sort of deeper message as we go along. And perhaps something I had said up to that point already is going to be particularly meaningful to you, you know, unbeknown to me. All right, so the 3 of Summer is the overall energy here. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. The 3 of Summer can definitely be about reunions too, people coming back into your life. So yeah, let's just lay 4 and see if they can give us an idea what type of person Major Arcana card 12, Awakening, is the Hangman in traditional tarot. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry about your progress being halted temporarily, because things will soon start moving again. So this can be somebody about whom you feel like that can't be the person. You know, we don't click, or you know, that can't be my like soulmate, for example, or, you know, next love. Sometimes we gotta be open to something other than our typical type, and that can definitely mean be what this hangman is about, because it's about looking at things from a different perspective, exploring other avenues, and then like being honest with ourselves and deciding what we really want in that moment, while it's like time has slowed down, time is standing still. It's an air of suspension. We're in limbo, and it's giving us an opportunity to really think through what our dreams and goals are and what we want, so that when the clock starts moving again and time picks up, we can put some of those ideas that we've come up with into action. This can also be When the hangman, like say for example, also the Two of Cups or the Lovers shows up. With the hangman, that can definitely be the need to be patient, because it is a real and genuine connection, like a soulmate connection, but it needs time, or the two of you need time to align and to come into balance, like the card we left off on just before this. Other than that, the hangman represents the planet Neptune, at least for me, in the sign of Pisces, which it rules. So it could be somebody with Piscean energy too, not necessarily their sun sign. You could be moon, rising also, or just that type of energy. And perhaps somebody whose name starts with the letter M. In Hebrew, the letter M, or which is Mem, basically, M-E-M, is tied to the hangman in the tarot. The next card, Four of Winter. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers you seek. So if there is somebody in particular and you're trying to figure out, well, but how can it work? And you're doing that Gemini thing and you're trying to make it work in your head. You're trying to see the outcome, see the future, or the whole scenario through to the end. The universe wants you to stop that and maybe turn to meditation instead, or sleep on it, as they say. Let it go. Let go, let God. Maybe that's what the sevens were about. Just releasing it. Next card. Princess of Winter. Logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter is the Page of Swords and represents for me, first and foremost, the sign of Gemini, right? And then the other air signs, of course, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Logical, honest, curious, undiplomatic. And the last one. Interesting. The Queen of Summer. Compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. Now in the tarot, the queens tend to be most connected to the fixed signs of a given element. So for the element of water, that would be Scorpio. However, we already have some Piscean energy here, which is a water sign too. So it could be an older, maybe perhaps slightly older than you, water sign. Although pages are youthful, and the more youthful of the water element is in fact Pisces, right? The mutable signs are the more youthful. This could be you with a slightly, again, older female water sign, or somebody water sign like. Maybe an Aquarius, Piscean cusp, right? Pisces is the sign immediately following Aquarius. It begins on February 19th. So it could be somebody born around then, perhaps closer to the 12th of February. That is an Aquarius nearing Pisces. If it's not those exact zodiac signs, again, you understand the traits of the type of person. This is somebody loyal, logical, truthful, curious, maybe not maybe undiplomatic. They may just, spout off at the mouth, but you should be familiar with that as a Gemini. But also compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic, which is pretty Mercurian too. So Yeah. Someone with these traits. All right, let's look a little further. I'm going to do the same thing that I do for my mostly feminine and female audience on the weeklies, where I look for the masculine's higher self's like point of view, and I will look for your counterparts point of view instead, beginning with abundance, which could tie it into, this could be connected to the earth energy that I was feeling. It does bring up earth energy for me, and Venus, which again is a ruler of air signs too, air energy too, particularly Gemini, your own, as well as Libra. And opening to the gateway, which is all about a new phase, like a door closing behind you and a new one opening for you to go through. Abundance. Oop. The need for meditation. We just saw this with the Four of Winter, so that you can come to a, become a little bit more clear-headed. And here's more moon energy and the goddess. Now, again, the moon in the tarot represents the sign of Pisces. All right, the goddess, as well as the moon itself and Earth's moon, is all about feminine energy. And then to take it a little bit further, feminine energy specifically, at least for me, of surrender, the need to let go. And like I said, perhaps let God, as I mentioned before. Abundance is another moon. Again, moon is Pisces. This is all about the guidance and support of the universe being available to us infinitely. You can call on it as many times as you like. Abundance and reflection. This could come in handy while you're taking a moment to be the hangman, or while you're surrounded by hangman type energy. It gives you an opportunity to take a look, around at your present, maybe back at your past, and forward toward your future and your goals, your hopes, your dreams, and, figure out if you have everything you need to move forward. Because remember, you're going through that gateway, a new phase. If you've brought some stuff with you that you should have dropped, and then it's not too late, let it go now. If there's something you left behind that you got to run back and get before you go any further, that reflection helps you with that. Abundance and spiritual growth. And here's more like moon. Although in addition to moon, this card always brings up for me air and fire as well. I'll do one more. Oh, sacred union. Very interesting. Looks like this is what is on its way to you. And perhaps you've already experienced, but you've gone into what would be called separation, or you had a falling out. And so you're thinking that that scenario is over, and maybe we're about to find out that it's still on. Let's see. Let's see what comes out here. Embrace, which is very much like temperance, which we've already seen, balance, and similar to that temperance card, very Sagittarius heavy in terms of energy for me. And it looks like a loving couple and like a beautiful hug, embrace, but really it's one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together more harmoniously in balance. So that may be something on which you need to work to, and the meditation can help you with that as well. Overall energy is celebration. I also have to mention to you that time that I said my last word, it was on 19 minutes and 11 seconds. So that's the same, that's the 11:19 that I was talking about before, which is the Prophet Muhammad's birthday and King Osiris's, as told to me, transposed backwards. Now, 11:19 is also 2:19, which again is the first day of Pisces. So I don't know, I've got to mention these numbers to you because I feel like they may mean something. This celebration card, typically it's about spiritual growth for me, ascension, as it says, our vibration increasing, our energetic vibration increasing. We begin as like these 2.5 dimension humans, not very open-minded, and we grow. People go on about the 3D and approaching 5D and so on and so forth. This card tends to represent an increase in energetic vibration for me, but I'm also getting from it that some goal, I guess, a dream that you've had, something that you've wanted for a long time, is about to manifest into reality as well. So this will represent your energy, and like perhaps a message from your higher self to you. The partner, higher self as it relates to you. So like the partner about you, about themselves, and your coupling as a whole, union as a whole. Overall, what this partner would have you do, work on, contribute, surrender toward union together, what they themselves are willing to. What the universe would have the two of you do, although you will have to, affirm to it, commit to it, and they will support you 100% with that infinite guidance that never runs out, and the outcome. Okay, here you go, your energy. So the emergence. So this card is about, it's basically what it looks like. It's like this phoenix rising from the ashes. And with all this yellow and stuff, orange, she's surrounded by them. We have to figure where there's light, there's dark. So the dark must be from where she came, right? From where she's emerging. So it's sort of like, again, an ascension, your vibration increasing, spiritual growth, and moving, stepping you deeper into love, basically, an energy of love with all this. Again, yellow. Yellow represents the solar plexus. That could be one of the areas in specific on which you need to meditate. Some people believe that's where the soul is located. That's why we get like butterflies in our stomach, because that's where our soul is. It's our soul trying to tell us a message. And when we collect weight, extra weight, and it's lumped there in the stomach, it's like the dark is trying to prevent us from reaching our highest potential, trying to keep, our third eye from opening completely. Like the gut basically controls everything. And medical doctors, scientific doctors will tell you that too, having nothing to do with metaphysiology or metaphysics. Straight biology and physiology will tell you that like our diseases or our good health also, like everything comes from the gut and our digestive system before it reaches the other areas. So there's that on which you may want to work. The partner about you. Oh, love. How beautiful is that? I love that placement. And we have, a lot of this same colored energy. Some more of this solar plexus stuff coming through, maybe some sacral chakra, a little orange here. About themselves, more of the same. Also, all these feminine beings, there's a need to, again, surrender and to let go and to allow the universe to support you, help you. Physical body can mean many things. Again, perhaps they're working with solar plexus and sacral chakra, but also there's a need for healing both inside and out. So not necessarily just like weight or, the things that people think of first when you say physical body. There's work that healing that has to start from the inside, right? We have to decrease our stressors. Again, going back to digestive system, all of that is connected. The digestive system sends off, different hormones, chemicals that cause other parts of our body to react sometimes adversely. So we have, if they're not working right. So this is they have to come into balance too. Meditation can help with all of this. The union as a whole, ooh, sorrow. So this is where the pain I told you I was feeling prior to starting the reading, just when I was shuffling. Okay, what else is going on? There could be like just a need for forgiveness. Again, this may be somebody that you already know. Now, rather than earth, a lot of fire showing up here. Here's the need for meditation to heal all of this. I think it's representative of past hurt on both sides, in both cases, and stuff that you're working on, which is likely why you have not come together yet, if you have not met or, joined in any way yet. Reunited, reconciled. But what would they have you do toward working on it? This is believing in miracles, having faith. And also, if you do the meditation, that can help to open the flow up of abundance to you and your blessings. And like I said, I was feeling for a change with your overall energy, because I don't always feel this, that it had to do with manifesting something. Like something that you've been wanting, that you've been longing for, coming, turning into a reality. When I picked up the overall energy of celebration, right behind it is more fire energy. So maybe Sagittarius, that's popped up a lot. Leo, Aries, maybe even Scorpio, because they're ruled by Mars, the red planet in part. Message from afar, it can be that, like a message from a person at a distance, and it's in the same color scheme as these other ones. It could be like a long distance call or email, text, FaceTime, all that kind of stuff. But it can also be your communication with the universe, as well as telepathy between people. What are they themselves willing to do to heal the situation? Close the door behind them and into the next phase. So that's positive. We're not going to be stagnant and stuck and fight progress and fight growth. They're willing to go through. What would the universe have the two of you to do? There's stuff on both sides, and there's air and there's fire. All right, so maybe the earth wasn't right, or earth, I'm not sure what the earth was about. I definitely was feeling earth. Maybe that's a past partner. But here's more fire, and here's your air. But more importantly than that, Heaven on Earth is a card about the need to basically bring heaven to yourself by letting go of hell. And I talked a lot about this week. I don't know if you saw my weekly readings for the collective, but I was moved to mention part of one of Malcolm's speeches called A Message to the Grassroots. But it was one particular part of it was basically where he was describing hell here. Hell is where, we lack freedom. Hell is where, basically in this case with the card, where you're walking around holding on to old pain, often when this card shows up, it's not something physical onto which you're holding, although it could be, or an actual relationship necessarily, but it's the residual pain that was attached to it. So this is like the inability to forgive. This is resentment, regret, fear, ego, pride, things that we have to let go, and maybe a memory of somebody, or maybe a physical, remnant of a relationship also that we have to actually let go in order to vacate this. That's hell. Right? That hurts. That was painful. That didn't work. And we need to vacate the space for our blessing to come in. We're taking up the space that our blessing belongs in with, something that is not for us, no longer aligns with us. And that doesn't mean, in a general sense, that it's with a new person. It just can mean that the old us, the old versions of us, before we did this, before we, died and were reborn, before we went through a metamorphosis, like a, caterpillar to a butterfly, when we were different people, we hurt each other. So now those parts of us are dead and we're starting all over. When it's in the case of the same two parties coming back together. the outcome here. Yeah, there you go. Birth. There's the new start, right? There's the born again that I was just talking about, having gone through the metamorphosis. So you're allowing this old part of you, this old stuff to die once and for all. Let it go so that the space can be vacated for something brand new. A blessing that you've been manifesting for a long time, or you've been trying to, hoping to, for a long time. Quite possibly with a fire sign. And maybe more specifically, a Sagittarius. From a perspective more so of the universe as opposed to our partner's higher self, I'm going to this deck and begin with the brunette female, which for me in this particular deck is like a karmic female. Now all relationships that are of the universe, destined, clandestine as they say, soulmate, divine union, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, all of those are karmic relationships. Really what karmic relationship means is just that, these destined relationships that are meant, whether they are to be temporary or long-term, a season or forever, meant to teach us a lesson or a series of lessons, karmic lessons. But karmic has come to be used as a derogatory term, as in like that other relationship that's icky. And so that's how I'm using it in this moment. This tends to represent karmic feminine energy, not necessarily an actual person, but like energy that is hard to deal with, that is definitely a lesson built into it. And opening to work, which tends to represent the sign of Capricorn for me. I'm back to the Capricorn stuff. Because this card has a male counterpart in this deck called Fair Male. And he does give me the energy of Capricorn, whereas she Cancer. And, you know, they are axis, like parent-child signs. Work. This can be taken literally too, like the need to put effort into something and to work toward it. And opening to Beauty Queen, which is representative for me of, you know, very Venus-like energy. Venus, the planet and goddess of beauty, confidence, popularity, abundance. So she makes us feel like this, right? We're very attractive to ourselves and to other people when she's around. Work. Okay. Huh. Here's Dating Queen, somebody with 3 possible suitors who wanted to be seen. And also Dark Male. Now, in this deck, this is the representation of the Divine Masculine for me. So this could be your energy. Work. There he is. That's the one I was talking about, the fair male with the Capricorn energy. Boom. So, if it's not representative of an actual Capricorn, this can just be a restrictive energy, something that has been holding us back. Maybe like those negative emotions that turned up in the last spread, or negative cords of attachment to some past relationship that need to be cut, right? Energetic cords that need to be cut to free us from these people. All of that can be connected to a Capricorn-like or a Saturn-like energy, which is very restrictive and domineering, like the devil in the tarot. Gives us a sense of entrapment, right? Where we're stuck. Overall energy is Beauty Queen, which is representative of, again, Venus for me, and this feeling of being attractive, confident, just no worries. And Venus is, again, a ruler of our sign, Gemini. Currently located in Scorpio, moving next week into Libra, which she also rules, and which is her most loving placement. So a lot can happen for relationships at that time. Like this will be like divine couple, recent past. You might be saying, but I'm single. Yes, even energetically. It could be representative of energetic happenings too. Near future. This would be the partner's higher self. Blocks to your union. But what you're able to do for yourself in the situation and what they are. What the universe would recommend or have the two of you to do. But again, you're going to have to affirm it. Doesn't force you into anything. We have free will. And the outcome. The couple. So both going through spiritual growth. Again, this was indicated in that very first spread, as well as the second one, I believe. The need for the healing that was leading to growth. So we're being consistent, at least. Recent past. Work. You could have been under that restriction of Capricorn. And this can be, again, can be literal too, having to do with work. But I just felt, I've been feeling Capricorn since I dealt any card. So I have to presume it's involved here. I don't know what your other signs are, like moon rising. Maybe you're in part a Capricorn, or again, if you were dealing with a Capricorn. But yeah, I don't want to dismiss the part of it. This can be literal too. That the recent past can be you just working very hard towards something, or in general in your life. Near future. Wow. Boom. So just like you got Sacred Union in the other deck, now Twin Flame here. It's the same sort of type of card. Somebody definitely coming your way, it seems. Their higher self. Oh. Triangle. So this is why. A third energy, perhaps an actual love triangle. And they have other options. And maybe that's why things have not worked out yet. But what you can do, again, this is you showing up as with a very Venus-like energy. And right now, what Venus is doing is being a very loving being. Super intense at the moment where she is, retrograde and in Scorpio. But very loving and relationship oriented, as well as abundance and money oriented as well. So you can keep putting your energies and focus in a positive way, positive thoughts, and work toward those things. What the partner can do, it has to, well, make sense. They've got this going on. So they've got to deal with that, basically. This is conflict, drama. The two of these together, think of it like a 5, right? We saw the energy of 5 before. The need for a clearing of energy. Fresh energy is necessary. This is conflict. This is drama. This could be actual gossip. Maybe because there's more than one suitor and there needs to be a selection made. Other blocks. Delay and heartbreak, perhaps short-term, temporary. We're going to get beyond this. Okay, this is not a permanent situation. Further advice from the universe. What would have the two of you do? It's connected to the spiritual growth. This is about gifts, and it's like basically focusing on yourself and your continued growth in psychic awareness, psychic gifts, intuition, getting stronger, healing yourself, working on meditation. That's what it wants you to remain focused. So if you need help doing that, you can call upon the universe for that sort of help. But the outcome is bright for you, blonde female, which is actually a redhead, and the representation for me of the divine feminine in this deck. That is your outcome. In the traditional tarot, the divine feminine is represented by like the Queen of Fire. Again, like red. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, that card. And so it's similar for me with this deck. Okay, I'm going to look at a regular spread now, beginning with the Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation and a challenging beginning. So I told you what the Ace of Air is all about, a brand new start. And right away, look what we're opening up to. The Moon. I don't know if there's multiple characters here, or again, or if this is Sun, Moon, Rising, what's happening, but this is the Pisces energy is back. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So I definitely saw that. I told you that. I saw fear, I saw worry, pain, sorrow. So the Moon is also about stuff that we don't know. And the Ace of Air, again, could be about, is about truth coming out. So I think that that's going to be happening too. You're going to come to some sort of enlightenment. You're going to be given the information you need. Ace of Air. And the Dreamer with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. The Dreamer for me in this particular deck represents the planet Mercury. Don't ask me why, but Mercury is our ruler. Gemini and Virgo. So the card therefore represents Gemini and Virgo for me, this one. It is the Fool in the traditional tarot, and it's all about a brand new path. Just like the gateway indicated, a brand new door through which you're going. Fresh start. You never walked this path before. And opposite the Ace of Air, it's reconfirmation. This new beginning, brand new start. So even again, if it's the same person, if a person is coming back into your life and you want that person to come back into your life, you've been missing them, you've been wanting them. That's something for what you've been praying or on what you've been meditating. You've been making intentions and, trying to manifest that. Don't, get afraid, become afraid when it comes to you, because that's what we do a lot of the time. Like, we get exactly what we want, and we're like, wait, whoa, no. Don't expect it to be the same, right? Expect it to be different. Expect a brand new start, a brand new path. So yeah, the Dreamer. Wow, same cards as before. The Queen of Water, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. Like I mentioned before, the Queen of Water is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The Dreamer. And the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. This is what I just said. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Like, so don't be looking for that old path and bring in that negative energy to yourself, right? That's how we manifest negativity into our own lives. The universe is saying you're getting a new start. Expect a new start. Somebody also may be recovering from an addiction. And addiction doesn't have to be like substance abuse or whatever. It can be any toxic and or codependent situation, relationship. We were codependent upon somebody else. They were codependent upon us. That can be addiction. And it's, it's unhealthy, whatever it was. But this is one of the, I told you I saw a lot of air cards in the beginning as I was shuffling, and I was just feeling that, there was worry and pain and negativity. This is one of them. So that's coming to an end. Tens in general signify that something is coming to an end, and then you're starting all over from zero. The Dreamer, that's that 10. And Major Arcana card, Life Experience, or the Tower, number 17. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. Life experience for me, or the Tower, represents the sign of Scorpio. It can have to do with an actual tower, a structure, a new home, or your current home or something, a building, or coming into a revelation, like major, like an aha moment, a major, unexpected, very fast it comes in. Something occurs that you go, oh, God, I got it. I can't believe that, very sudden. Or something unexpected happens rather quickly. Again, just you could be presented with this new path just out of nowhere, seemingly. That would be like a tower experience. One more. And it is Major Arcana card, the Magician, which represents us again. The Magician is a Gemini. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. And life is magical. So this is, again, you turning something into a reality, as I was feeling before. And look, going from 0 to 1, the natural progression. So here, brand new path, and here's where you're starting to bring things that you want into your life into them. You're speaking and thinking positivity over yourself, and that's manifesting those things into your life. The Magician. And it is Major Arcana card number 21 equals 3, which can represent a party of 3, or what I call a party of 3, maybe like a love triangle or what we saw before. Whatever that party of 3 is, it's coming to an end. The world, similar to the Tower, is about the universe stepping in to help to bring you out of a situation. Now, the Tower is abrupt. It's like, boom, you know, all of a sudden everything's different. The world can require some patience. But it's the universe easing you out of a situation. I call it like my waiting to exhale moment. You know, like you overstayed your welcome, your energy for too long in a situation, in a living condition, in a relationship, holding on to someone or something at a job, and it can require patience. But it's almost over. It is also of the fire element for me. I haven't ever attributed it to a particular sign, but I feel fire when I touch it. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, and the path toward enlightenment. So again, something could be occurring that's opening your eyes to and bringing you truth. Your energy has been super strong here in this reading. The overall energy is the Knight of Air. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. Again, when the Knight of Air shows up, there's usually a decision that has to be made, or that we're, either we have to make a decision or we're awaiting one. And the Knight of Air is, of course, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So what I've done here is I've laid the masculine on this side, the feminine on this side, and this is sort of neutral in the middle, shared energy between the two of them. Masculine does not mean male. It means masculine, right? As far as from at the soul level. Like, well, let me correct that. All souls, we are all androgynous at the soul level. But on this plane, we identify more heavily as one or the other, masculine or feminine. It is not gender specific. It is not sexuality specific. Has nothing to do with either of those. It's just sort of like what people coin beta and alpha, that sort of thing. Omega, you get the idea. So this is the masculine. This is the feminine. Sometimes we're feeling both. That's okay too. With whatever side you identify is the side with which you identify, and it means absolutely nothing about you as a person or a man. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. The masculine is crowned by balance or temperance, which again represents the sign of Sagittarius and is about the need for balance to be restored. It's about recovery and the universe helping us with that. Recovery, being restored to wholeness. And you see on this deck, as I was mentioning before, is a water bearer. There's an angel standing in a pool of water, pouring water back and forth between two vessels. That's a water bearer. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Also, again, 14 equals 5. There's a need for change, a need for a clearing of energy. In supreme math, 5 is more so about us being that change. You know, like how when Barack was running for office, we're the change we've been waiting for. That's kind of like what it means in supreme math. 5 is power refinement. And it's like you have the power, basically, to improve, refine yourself, change your situation. You have the power. That could be a message that you needed also. All right, masculine surrounded by major arcana card, the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. So this is about enlightenment again, but you know what? It's typically about enlightenment about ourselves. The need to go within and do some introspection. We are both the teacher and the student in this moment. And what we're learning is us. And truly what we want, what we need, what we'll tolerate, what our, what we won't, what the deal breakers are, and being honest with ourselves about that so that we can be honest with someone else about that. The Hermit represents the sign of Virgo, or perhaps another earth energy or sign in the tarot. Masculine subconscious. I can't make this up. I knew I was feeling all this earth. I'm so confused now by the fire that showed up here. I wasn't expecting all the fire, specifically Sagittarius, it seems. But the earth is back. The Queen of Earth, no less. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The Queen of Earth, now the fixed sign of the element of Earth is Taurus. So it could be connected to Taurus or Venus, again, herself, ruler of Taurus, where our full moon just was. That may be why this is coming up. Also Virgo, of course, connected to the Queen of Earth, as well as Capricorn. Crowning the feminine, the Six of Earth, gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. The Six of Earth for me is about unconditional love. And in this deck, it's very much Venus, again, who is the planet and goddess of love. She comes through very strong in this deck, as do the 3 signs that she rules. I'll show you right now. Here's Libra, right? The scales of justice, the scales of balance, even balance again. Here's all her greenery, right? Here's Taurus, her earth. And then you see all that scattered and crazy looking air in the background. That's Gemini. But what this card is about, it's the ability to both give and receive. Give and receive without agenda. That's why I say it's about unconditional love. So whether it is coming into gifts of time or money or effort, a scholarship, a loan or whatever, credit, or, just a kind gesture from a stranger even, or a romantic connection and exchanging, emotion. It's without agenda, just because. I'm just doing this because love. I'm giving you this because love. I'm accepting this from you because love. And that's it. Also 6, the number 6 also represents love, equality, justice, equity, feminine surrounded by, speaking of justice, major arcana card 8, justice, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Major arcana card justice represents the sign of Libra or Venus again, and where Venus will be later this week. Can have to do with actual legal situations, and with this being a topic, this person maybe coming into some sort of settlement or something. Feminine subconscious. The Page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. The Page of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And this can be about justice deferred, right? Delayed. Crowning, both. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor with Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. The Emperor represents the planet Mars and the signs of Scorpio and Aries, which it rules. But also that sort of domineering, authoritative, sometimes father-like energy. And it can be, at least for the feminine, definitely coming into contact with some sort of authority or government agency, maybe even court. Again, perhaps over some sort of legal issue, settlement that's expected. It might have been delayed. I don't know if you've been married before. Maybe that's what the earth sign is, and this is like a split. Let's see what the other cards say. At the root, yeah. 5 of Fire, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Yeah, this can definitely be like some kind of court fight or something. It doesn't have to be actual court, but these two crossing is like, coming into contact with some sort of authority. A government office or something. And the 5 of Fire, it can be about internal struggles. Sometimes to the positive, I see it like representing Mars, like this card, and being about aggression and a go-getter. But more often than not, it is about conflict, and specifically like conflict with family members and or close friends. And I include like exes in that too. At the heart of the matter, it's another 5. The 5 of Earth, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. 5 of Earth is about loss or feelings of loss, feelings of lack, worrying about lack, like worrying about being broke, or as it relates to relationships, fear of commitment, fear of abandonment, maybe father issues, all those sorts of things. I'm going to further clarify these with the Doreen Virtue romance angels, beginning with love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And opening 2, finances and careers. There could be something actually having to do with money. We got like this straight row here of the earth element. Could be money or the material or just an earth sign. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Love yourself first. Oops. And romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring, as well as attraction. You attract romantic love. This is about the law of attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Basically, this means through positive thought, again, and intention is how you're going to bring in that romantic love. Romantic feelings, and pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, right now, the only red flag on this table is the 5 of Fire. Again, which can be about conflict, competing goals, jealousy, envy, somebody, competing against you, trying to beat you out. This is also a red flag. The Emperor, because again, it does represent the planet Mars, the red planet. Ruler of Aries, Scorpio. This is a red flag. Major Arcana card, Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius. Those are the signs that are cautioning you, that are directing you. Pay attention to the red flag. And passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Now that's on the top. On that note, I will cut. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So as a Gemini, you've got that youthful spirit. This is about being lighthearted, not approaching anybody with any heaviness or like baggage, right? Starting off a conversation from a lighthearted point of view. This makes a lot of sense. The overall energy is forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So this goes very well with that heaven on earth card and the need to let go of something that was blocking our blessing from now. Atop temperance or balance is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So that will be healing to you. Opening up, being honest about your feelings will be healing to you. Atop the Hermit and the need for introspection and enlightenment. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So maybe this is at what you need to look and what you need to face. Atop the Queen of Earth. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. But it's not just your parents. It's any and everybody who is so impactful upon you that you are prevented from moving on with not only your love life, but your life in general. You must heal those relationships. Now, sometimes we can heal a relationship by repairing it. If that's possible, then you're interested in doing that, then do that. But there's another way to heal a relationship, and that is to walk away from it and cut all cords. And sometimes that's what's required, regardless of who the people are. And you see it sitting here next to that 5 of fire, where I said that 5 of fire for me, more often than not, is connected to conflict with close friends and or family. So that's what's coming through. This Queen of Earth person is representative of that, likely. Somebody close to you. Again, it can still be an ex, somebody that you had a relationship with. Atop the 6 of Earth, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And isn't the 6 of Earth, again, about give and take, giving and receiving. So this is what you're guided to do here. Atop Major Arcana card, Justice. Interesting. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. When Venus enters Libra, that can be a time of a honeymoon phase for you in a either new or renewed relationship while Venus is in Libra. That's what I'm getting. Other than that, this is about, in general, moving into a place, calmer, stiller waters, things getting better, right? And maybe where something was stagnant, it was stuck, it wasn't moving at all. There's movement now. There's flow. There can also be travel. That's a possibility. And there's more moon here too. So again, the need for surrender. Atop the Page of Air, Sagittarius again is an archer. You deserve love. You are lovable. So maybe out with the earth sign and in with the fire sign is what they're trying to say. Atop, speaking of fire signs, atop the Emperor, in this very father-like energy, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This feels like deja vu. I think I said this at the beginning of the reading, that the person might be other than your normal type. Atop the 5 of fire and the potential conflict, yeah, boom, unrequited love. Okay? They're being pretty straightforward with us. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So there's one that you have to be done with. You have to let it go. And at the heart of the matter, where you're feeling lack and loss, no worries, because something's coming back. Someone's coming back. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So again, this can be out with the earth sign and in with the fire sign. This can also be reconciliation of finances where there was lack in that area. Also, these cards can often have more than one meaning. So there could be like your books, your checkbook getting reconciled, something getting straightened out, a financial issue being reconciled, a settlement again being fixed. Something was imbalanced here, and it was you versus, you involved in some sort of situation mix up that needed to be resolved, right? Somebody against you. And so that gets reconciled also in the near future. Yeah. An earth sign or actual finances being reconciled, being fixed up. Further to that, speaking of moving, and maybe where something was stagnant, like your finances perhaps, not moving forward, all of a sudden Jupiter comes in. Again, Jupiter is the energy of basically the planet of expansion, growth, karma, luck. So where you weren't thriving, Jupiter comes in very quickly, like the Knight of Wands or the Tower, and fixes everything for you. There's suddenly movement where there wasn't any, where there was stagnation. This can be that too. This is also about travel. It is victory, like the Ace of Swords as well. You in the driver's seat of your own life. You're that authority, maybe similar to the Emperor as well. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. It's another 7 for you, as is the Tower. The major arcana card, the Tower, is card number 16 equals 7. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. So, nobody's necessarily, like the 6 of Earth suggests that maybe somebody's just being kind to you and doing you a favor. This is saying, no, whatever you're getting is because you are deserving. And I think I used those words earlier. I said, with the true gem, what's the true gem card? Whatever card. It said it represented, I think it was true gem, represented being deserving and worth and value of a situation, of a relationship, as can all those earth energy cards that we saw. For the feminine, speaking of earth energy, from the Animal Tarot, is the Prince of Autumn, trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn, or Knight of Earth, Knight of Coins, Pentacles, is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, and is considered the only knight of the 4 that always makes it to his goal, his destination. But he's very methodical, so he does make that plan, and then he's like slow and steady, wins the race. He's very paced, and so we may become impatient, especially as a Gemini, waiting for it. But divine timing. Okay. From the Universal Love Oracle to you is again the card of spiritual growth and the energy of Pisces, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, maybe Scorpio. From the Universal Love Oracle to the feminine, similarly, it's another feminine or female angel, first of all, with red wings, second of all, with a moon behind her, third of all. Again, the moon represents the sign of Pisces. Both also have stars over their third eye, Aquarius. But this one is more specifically a water bearer. And then there's these translucent fish jumping out of the water. And of course, she's standing in a pool, which is all very Piscean. This card is about coming up with creative ways to help to bring about our own abundance, and sort of like when you get to do your hobby as a job, like that sort of thing, you get to incorporate the two together. Maybe it involves coming up with a plan of how can I get that favorite thing of mine to be a job. Also, you may be thinking about life purpose, right? This is a time to like focus on life purpose and what am I meant to do and how can I go about doing it in a way that doesn't even feel like work. This card has the energy of like the Three of Fire. So the way the cards work is in accordance with numerology, really. When we start with the 1 or an ace, or like the Magician, is Major Arcana card 1, that's when we're doing our manifesting. We're thinking things over our life, we're speaking things over our life. When it's the 2 of Wands, for example, that is when something is forming, and we might be able to actually see tangible things coming together, but not necessarily. We may just understand that it is coming together, but not be able to see it yet. When it's a 3, like this has an energy of like a 3 for me. That's when something is coming together, but it's going to require a little bit more patience. Like we can see a table with 3 legs, for example, but we know that that table is useless until it has that 4th one for the foundation. But we can actually say, oh, that thing that I thought up, that idea that I conceived, it's finally taking formation. That's what this is, like bringing your dreams to life, to reality. And Pisces is all about dreams, fantasies, goals. Very interesting. From what I call the hashtag creepy deck, the fair male is back in that energy of Capricorn for you. So this can be, again, where you need to be mindful of any areas where you're held back or where you feel like you're being held back. Something giving you the appearance of being stuck. You're not stuck. You're in the driver's seat and you can pull off. Right? You can get yourself out of whatever situation, especially with the positive thinking and manifesting something better into your life to replace what does not work. To the feminine young male. So I think I said before in the very, very beginning of the reading, maybe the first spread, that there appeared to perhaps be an age difference, like a May-December relationship where the male or masculine was younger than the feminine and female. So I think that is the case here. That's coming up. This can also have something to do with a child, maybe. I don't feel that as strong, but I was about to move on and then I got that. So yeah, it can also have something to do with a child. Maybe it's not a child. Maybe it's just childlike, youthful, which could easily be you. Yeah, again, as a Gemini, we are like forever young. Your card could be a Pisces yet again. It's the King of Water. Trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Also charity work, which is love as far as I'm concerned. We're giving of ourselves or receiving freely. That is love. From the Angel Tarot to the feminine, it is the 8 of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. This can be about life in general, like the school of hard knocks, the school of experience, or there can be somebody physically going back to school. Maybe, I don't know why I was about to pick this up. The 8 of Earth is about what work we put into something, like reaping what you've sown. That's what it is. You put work and effort into something, whatever it is, your actual job, your romantic life, and you're going to get back what you put in, essentially. From the romance angels to the masculine, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Well, the King of Water would definitely do that. So if you're taking on this energy, you're fully capable. The King of Water is somebody who, he's emotional, but he's not like overly watery. He's not like somebody who's wallowing in emotions, or, you know, crying all over himself. He's aware of his emotions. He's got them in check, in balance. And then, you know, he's not afraid to show love, expression, be romantic. So if anybody's going to express their love, he is a wonderful candidate. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And from the romance angels to the feminine here, worth waiting for. So even if the Knight of Earth, now I'm wondering if you have Earth in your chart. The Knight of Earth comes trotting through slowly. He will get there and will arrive. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Again, this can have to do with the abundance that's on its way too. Again, what we put our effort into, we reap the rewards. Here's the rewards, but they're coming slow and steady wins the race. They're coming through very paced. And I hope that you enjoy your reading. You have a lot to look forward to. Again, to summarize, it seems like out with lack and possibly an earth sign altogether, and in with abundance and possibly a fire sign or maybe water. And like love is returning, balance is returning. You're going to be restored, made whole again through a series of mechanisms that I think you should just let go and let it happen. Enjoy the ride. Namaste, Angel.
So